Hello, it's Mike at TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your purchase of your Jayfeather 30 QB travel trailer. I'm going to walk you around, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A few things to take into consideration when you're parking. On the campsite, got any awnings over here to leave room for. On your off campsite, besides the slide to open, I also want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Your power is going to be all the way on the rear corner on your driver's side of your tow vehicle or off camp side of the unit. And then your water or docking station is going to be up toward the front. That's where you plug in at campsites. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive and unhook our hitch, first thing we're going to do is level our unit. Unit comes with a power tongue jack. Night docking light should you arrive at night. Simply lower or raise the unit until we're level. Now should you lose power, under this rubber stopper right here, you can take this hand crank. You have two inside, one is smaller. Take that smaller one, put it down here, fits right on a socket, and that will get this up and down should you lose power. Now speaking of power, every now and then check your battery post, make sure nothing's a little loose over time. Once you got a unit level, next thing we're going to do is stabilize it. Now these stabilizing jacks, first thing you're going to want to make sure you do is unhook from up here, little safety latch, 3/4 inch hand crank, put that on here and crank these down. After a couple cranks, you'll be able to pull on this, and that will drop this right down. And then go ahead and crank some more for the rest of it. Now, you're only going to want to bring these down until these are taut. Remember, our unit's already level. All we're going to do at this point is stabilize it. So once it feels like you got some resistance on your hand crank, like this is going to start to lift the unit, go ahead and stop. Go around, get all four of those down. Once we've got our unit level and stable, we can hook up our power and water. Now I'm going to recommend stabilizing jack pads. Those will protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt and debris and hot blacktop in the summer. Pick up a 4-pack of those from the store with your 10% off coupon. All right, we got them down. Let's go ahead and hook up our power. All right, we got a 30 amp cord back here on the corner. Where these go in now is they will go in at about 11 o'clock here. Once they're in, twist it to the right, that'll lock it on. And then go ahead and put this washer on there. At the end of that 30 amp service, should you need to plug into a 110, in your convenience pack will be a 30 to 15 amp reducer. Got your power hooked up, let's hook up your water. At campsites, we're going to hook up to the city water connection. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting lines in your unit. Always use this when putting water in your unit because you don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites. Hook up your water pressure regulator, hook up your hose. If you don't turn your hose on yet, let's find your hot water heater. Here's going to be located over on the campsite toward the rear here. Just going to lift that right up off there. Make sure that's turned on. Set that at whatever heat temperature you want. Just below max is good. Then we can go ahead and turn that hose on. Now if that hose has been on for a few minutes, I'm going to go inside. I'm going to open up our slides. Up here to the left is going to be a control panel, a J-Command control panel that you can connect to the BM Pro app and do all this from your phone. We're going to go in here and go all the way around until we find motors. There's motors. The bottom one here allows us to select through the awning, second awning, or the slide. And over here we're going to hit extension. Going to run our slide out, make sure we're clear outside. Nothing's going to impede this slide from coming in or out. Once you get in here and open up your slides, because I need you to get in here and open up your water taps. Open up your water lines, get all the air out of the lines, get a nice steady flow of water going through them. There and in the bathroom as well. Once you hear that noise, you know your slide's all the way out. Oh yeah, go ahead in the bathroom as well, open up those water taps, get all the air out of the lines, Get a nice steady flow of water going through them. Then you can shut them off, and you're all set for water. Now let's say we're gonna go camping and we're not gonna use city water. We're gonna go dry camping or boondocking. In that case, we're gonna fill up our freshwater tank. Yours is located back around on the campsite, just above your tires. Now, no need for a water pressure regulator here. Simply use a hose. You gravity fill this. Two ways to tell when it's full. One, there's an overflow valve right here, or two on the inside where you check the levels of your black and gray tanks. There's also a freshwater button. Keep an eye on this one filling it up. Once it's full, remove that hose, put that cap back on there, and then whenever you want to utilize that water, you'll turn on your water pump. Don't turn on your water pump and hook to city water. That is already pressurized. All right, we're all set up with power and water. We go ahead and walk you around the rest of the unit. I'm gonna go ahead and start back around on our off camp side. With our pass-through storage area, you've got a griddle that'll set up outside. I'll show you where that sets in a moment. Over here is your battery disconnect. This will disconnect all the battery power to the unit. That'll come important later when I talk about your carbon monoxide and propane detector. Here's your black tank flush. We'll talk about that when dumping our black and gray tanks when leaving the campsite. Here's your city water connection. Again, down there are handles to pull black and gray tanks. There's a low point drain right here for your fresh water. Big storage area here. These are access to your fridge. That's a condensation releaser. See water dripping out of that. That is normal. You've got a bunk area garage. Make sure that you lock this for travel. Outdoor shower. Your 751 Clio, open that for a hot and cold shower. You'll plug your cable in from the campsite here. Again, your power, stabilizing jacks. Got a cover for your spare tire. Recommend keeping that on there. It helps prevent dry rot over time. You got a ladder, utilize it. Go up there a couple times a year. Check the seams of your roof and caulk as needed with recommended RV roofing caulk. You also are prepped for a backup camera device you can purchase that sets on the dash of your tow vehicle. Put another piece on that, and that'll give you a backup camera for the unit. Again, over here are two awnings, a couple of outdoor speakers. Got a vent for our microwave. Also, our hot water heater, a flue for your furnace. Again, your fresh water. Cable or satellite 110, and here you can put a TV mount. Up underneath that speaker is a temperature reader. Your outdoor kitchen. Got a couple of accent lights here. Pull this drawer out to set your sink in. Got our outdoor fridge. You got a spray port hose and your quick connect LP, which connects right down here below your J port, which is this big long bar and table here. We're gonna lift this up. Slide that in there. Now you're all set up for a griddle area. Continuing down the campsite, we got a light for our steps so we can see them at night. Extra steps for our bedroom. We keep them up or closed. More lighting here. We got our docking light on the front of the unit, the blue lights. Here's all your hitch work. That's the griddle that'll set down on your J port there. Coming up front, your propane does come with a cover. It's on a regulator. Point it toward the tank you wish to be using. Lefty loosey to open, you'll see it turn green, which means you've got gas. There it goes. What covers everything out here? Let's go take a look at the inside. Alright, coming up beside this unit, first thing I always like to point out, your fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone is camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is located by the entry doorway in case of emergency. Let's go all the way up top to the left. This is going to be some lighting, awning lights, on and off. This is simple awning control. You can also control it from down here on your J command. This awning extend up top is going to be for our back awning, awning number 2, and that will not run out on your J command. It just runs out separately up here on your awnings. You only want to run it out until you can see. I'll show you on this other one here. Let's get this one back in. You don't want to run that awning out. I'll go back down here to awning number 1 until you see that brown bar and your white flap is fall down. If I hold that extension down, that wheel can start to run itself up backwards onto itself. So keep an eye on it when you're running it out. Only run it out as far as you need to. Again, don't let it run out too far. It'll just start running backwards up onto itself. Just retract that here. Once that's in here, I'm going to go ahead and go over this J command BM Pro controller here. So this will take me through the pages. This will select through each thing. So awnings, I can extend or retract here. Again, awning number 2 is controlled up here. Slide control here. Next is our AC. Let's go ahead and let's turn that on to cool. Did you hear the AC kick on? I need to change the temperature because it's 49 in here. Now I got that set lower than the room temperature. That should kick the AC on. There we go. Your AC also has a quick dump. Little secret. When you arrive at the campsite, it's super hot in here. Open up this quick dump. It allows your AC to cool air, so that when you do close that and then it blasts through all of your vents, you're getting a nice cold air through there. So that's your AC. You'll notice when I go down and shut your AC off, it shuts off rather quickly. Let's make my mode to furnace. We'll have to go up. Oops, gotta get back to it. We have to go up and change the temperature hotter than the room temperature in order for that furnace to kick on. There that goes. Now what you will notice is when I shut the furnace off, it generally takes a few minutes for the furnace fan to cycle through before it shuts off. So we can also pair your device to this, which means pairing your phone to it. Here's where you can see the levels of your fresh grays and black tanks. Lastly, you can scroll through here, turn on your water pump, turn on your water heater. If you're hooked to electric, your water heater. If hooked to gas, it does make a difference. Choose correctly. And then we're back to our motors. Buttons down here. 1 is their interior lighting. 2 is exterior lighting. 3 is both. There's another spot you can turn on your water pump, and then this will take us right back to our furnace or HVAC system. Alright, down below here is our water heater. We'll turn that on once everything's full of water and just set your temperature what you want it at. Entry door pantry with motion sensor light. To my right immediately is going to be a sofa that will fold down into a bed. Show you quickly how to do that. 110s and USB ports here. On the bed, remove your Velcro cushions. Lift up in the middle. Fold your 2 legs out. Pull it toward you. Lay your back down, and just that quickly you've got a bed. Just make sure when putting it back, reversing the process, that you lift the back up first. Otherwise you are going to damage your sofa. Again, stand in the middle. Lift up, hold your legs in. Get that quickly, you are back to a sofa. Over here, we've got lighting. Turn on. Again, 110 is the USB ports. You can jackknife this table deck down. Put it on these lips here. Put a couple back cushions on top. Gives you another sleeping quarters. Dometic fridge. Open that up. Controls are up top. Turn it on to the left. Auto. Auto means when you're plugged in, you're running off electricity. As soon as you unplug, you'll go to gas. Lift that up. You're on gas. Hit that light. If that light comes on, check your gas. Your gas is low. Coming into our kitchen area, down here, beside your little extension, you've got your access panel to your breaker box enthusiast. Ton of 15s in there. Highly recommend having some of those with you when you go camping. Individual lighting here again. Pop-up power port. USB is 110 that you can hide away. Self-explanatory microwave. Down below that, you've got a fan and a light. Cooktop makes an excellent backsplash. Now, a lot of times when you first get to the campsite, when you first turn these on to light, you may have to hit this clicker a few times while the gas bleeds through your lines and reaches everything. Turn that panel light down. Gives you an oven light. Same thing like in your oven. Turn that to light. Hit your spark over here. That will light your pilot light. And then just turn it to the desired temperature. Here's our insignia television. That is on a swivel. Pull it out away from the wall. When you arrive at the campsites, go into your home. Go into your digital channels, run a digital channel scan so you can pick up all of your local channels. You also got a remote for the sound system. AM, FM, Bluetooth. I don't know if I'll pick up anything inside this metal building, but there we go. So indoors, outdoors, or neither. Bluetooth, AM, FM, auxiliary. Touch that once for mute, hold it in to shut it off. Head on down the hallway here. This is your solar controller. The whole process of this is to control how much power goes from your solar to your batteries, keeps it from overcharging your batteries. Your main concern is to make sure that you keep it on whatever type of battery you have, wet. I'm going to send you a separate video from GP Electric to explain this thing. Real simple. Another temperature reader. Helps the furnace work better. Down below that, your 12-volt carbon monoxide propane detector. Now, the reason I mention this 12 volts, always running off your battery. So if you are out boondocking, dry camping, nothing plugged in charging your battery, you're going to be gone for the day, use that battery disconnect to keep this from running your battery down while you're gone. We'll come up in your bathroom. Fan and lighting. Hand crank open the exhaust. 110 with GFCI reset. Some plumbing to maintain. Just keep an eye on it. It's mostly PEX nowadays. Easy to maintain. But you are bouncing a house down the road. Make sure you keep an eye on things. Closet here. Snap that closed for travel. Make sure your doors aren't bouncing around. Coming back into our bedroom, same thing here. You got a door that you want to make sure that you bungee this open for travel. Hand crank open. Exhaust vent in your bedroom. Prep for a TV. There's a backer here. Cable in 110. Tons of storage up underneath your bed here, as well as bedding. Our lighting's here. And accent lighting there. 110s and closet lights. Or accent lights. Another one here. That's our blue lights back there. And that about covers everything back here. Let's head on back to our bunk area.
Looking out the little window.
Just do what I mentioned, you got some manuals in there for appliances. Check them out, register what you need to. Back here, our lighting is in the hall. These are individuals. 110 USBs up here. And the little ladder that locks up against the wall here. This here will jackknife down to a bed as well, or have a cup holder. That about covers everything in here. One last mention of your smoke alarm up in the ceiling here. So let's act like we're leaving the campsite and close the unit up. First thing I do is come to my control panel, touch number 1. That's going to shut off all my interior lights except for accent lighting that I need to walk through and individually shut off. So let me go through the unit and do that. Alright, once I've got all the lights off except for what can be controlled from our control panel, I'm going to say doors and drawers. Walk through your unit, make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede this slide from coming in. Everything's secure for travel. That your extension there is flopped down. And we're going to go through here till we get back to motors. We're at slide. We're going to hit retract. Just going to bring our slide in. Make sure all of our vents are closed in the unit. See the importance of having that extension up. And again, you hear the same noise. That's just the mechanism telling you that it's done. Shut off number 1. Look outside. Exterior lights are on, so hit number 2. Now they're off. And exit the unit. Most important thing on these steps, make sure your exterior door is all the way open. Otherwise, this piece will catch on it. You also have adjustable feet. Simply lift up on the metal piece here, and you can bring your feet up and down. Set that inside and lock it in there. Lock and deadbolt your exterior door, lift and turn this handle. That's how you want that for travel. I do want to mention the unit does have a manual override slide. Underneath your door out here is a hole. And if you get up inside here, you can see you can take your hand crank and manual override that slide in case you lose power. Alright, if we are out boondocking, dry camping, we're gonna go around to the other side here and dump our freshwater tank right up underneath here, right in front of these tires. So dump that. That's gonna be your freshwater drain. If we're at a campsite, we're gonna unhook our power, our water, our cable, hook up our hitch, bring up our stabilizing jacks, hook up our hitch, and head on up to the dump station. At the dump station, park accordingly. Your dump is going to be in front of your tires on your off camp side. Alright, first thing we're going to do is we're going to hook up our hose. 10-foot hose comes with your convenience pack. Hook that up, and we're going to pull our black holding tank. That's going to be your sewage. Once it sounds like it's no longer draining, go inside, look at your black tank. If it shows empty, come back out here. Leave that black handle open. Grab the hose at the dump station and hook it up to this tank flush. Hook that up. Let that run for a good 5 minutes, emphasizing with that black handle open. After a good 5 minutes, go ahead and remove that hose. Make sure all the washout you just put in there has drained. When that's empty, close that black handle, pull your first gray handle. When that first gray is done, go ahead and close that, pull your second gray. It's going to be cleaner water. I'll use sinks in your showers. That'll clean your sewage hose out for you. When that's done, close that gray, put your cap back on here, take your sewage hose, and conveniently and sanitarily Store it away in your bumper. And head on home. Again, thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Jayfeather for many years to come. Happy camping.